Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. A little bit of a late start tonight. I had a meeting for work, which happens every other Wednesday. That drew me about an hour late, which got me home late. But I was really looking forward to getting on and playing tonight. If you watched yesterday, I was able to fit out um, my stabber uh, with my scavenged fit, and I haven't messed around with it since. So hopefully, I'm going to be able to do a maiden voyage of it. See what happens. I also wanted to mess around a little bit with a mobile depot today if I have some time for that. I have not booted in yet. You can't see it on the screen right now, but it should be coming up here in a second. I'm going to try to log in and see what. If you were watching yesterday, there were a lot of people in the Great Wildlands for some reason, a lot more than normal. So we'll see how it is today. I will take a risk today to undock, even if there are a decent number there, and try to find a quiet section. But we'll take a look first. Oh, it is we got 6 days left of the season of red stargazing. I am hitting up my 7th day, so let's go ahead and finish that off. Go ahead and claim that. Get some good skill points. I have another good uh, hint too that I can show you guys with that Casparius brought up to me about using your free skill points and not having to dump all of your um, what should we call it, your skills and reload those. So I was a dumb little mistake I've been doing for a while. So I really appreciate that. So let's just jump in here real quick. One thing that I noticed before I left last night, after the video was stopped, was I have not skilled up William Pilgrim's drone abilities to level 5 yet. I only had them to level 3. So I have thrown those skill drones 4 and 5 into the queue. It's not a number one priority for me just yet. Ooh, cool. There's only 3 people in system right now. Awesome. Um, and one of those people is in space dock with me, so that's even better. Um, sorry, just to give you a heads up, I got some coffee brewing. I got about a half a cup here, so I may take a quick break. Like I said, I'm starting a little bit later tonight, so there may be some yawning involved. Normally, I would just not do a video and wait till tomorrow, but I was really looking forward to getting out here with this Scavenged stabber that I just built. The one thing that I do want to take a look at before I disembark is I want to see. I'm going to pull up Dotland here. There we go. Close that. Close that. Going to close that. You can't see these. I'm basically just closing a bunch of screens to maybe make everything a little bit cleaner. Okay. So this is Dotland. One issue that I thought about with this is Stain, not. Let's go find the Great Wildlands here. Um, with flying a stabber, it's going to be a little bit slower than flying the Thrasher or my frigates. It's a slower moving ship. The other reason why I'm flying it is to maybe start trying to do some sights or at least take out some battleships faster. Do some more damage. And I'm not going to be able to yet because my skills are low and this is a scavenged ship. But the ultimate goal is that. The problem with that is when you're flying a frigate or especially a destroyer, you normally have a decent cargo bay. It's usually about 400 meters cubed. My Thrasher has about that. And the Stabber here has actually almost the same amount of size. If you notice, it's 420 meters cubed, but it travels slower. So when I was with the Thrasher, I could get from point A to point B a lot quicker, so I could go kill a bunch of stuff and bring it back over. As you increase the size of your ship, distance becomes a lot more of an important thing. Time is money. Transporting that stuff is a pain. So one thing I thought about doing was taking a mobile depot with me and dropping it in an area that I could do my testing out in a specific area of the Great Wildlands, rather than constantly worrying about going in and out of MTAC-M and EO2, because those are highly populated, or not highly populated for other areas, but populated, a little bit more dangerous areas than normal. So, what I thought, now this isn't going to be where I'm going to end up leaving my mobile depot, but what I thought I would do today is go over, number one, take the stabber out for a little bit of a test drive, see how it flies. But number two, look for good spot, or maybe an example spot of where you could drop a mobile depot so it's not easily seen by other players. And we'll get into that if I can find a good spot. Now, my first choice would be a system that is a large system, a system that has a lot of space to it, so there's dead spots which aren't directionally scannable as easily. Small systems, if let's say you have a system that's only 10 AU in diameter, um, and it has two gates, those two gates are basically most of the time going to be able to allow anyone who enters and exits the system um, be able to scan the whole system with the directional scanning. But let's change that out. Let's say you go with a system that is 50 AU across. Then you can kind of look for dead spots that maybe aren't as obvious. So I'm going to try to do that today if I'm able to get out flying for a bit. Let's take a look around on the directional scanning, on the map, and see if anybody's been blown up recently. Um, got, this is ships destroyed in the last hour. I got nobody here. Nobody here. Looks pretty quiet. JPL had one ship destroyed. So up toward NIH, I got nothing up here that's been destroyed. So, that said, let's take a look at Dotland. And there is one really nice little thing that you can do in here, is you can do with the drop downs the radius size of a system. This will tell you, obviously, if you know your geometry, radius is 1/2 the total size of a system. So let's go ahead and do that. So, and your diameter is 2 radius. So basically looking at, like, I'm in MTAC-M right now. The radius of this system going out from the sun is 14.6 AU. So the total size of the system is around 14.6 AU. On the other hand, I'm sorry, 14, the total size, 14.6 AU times 2, which would be 29.2. So it's a medium to smaller system. I would say, well, medium-sized system. But it's fairly easy for people to pick apart different things. Areas that I could look at, maybe we'll just use SLY, SL-TAC-YBS. Maybe we can use that as an example. I'm not going to say I'm going to drop a mobile unit there, but we can kind of use an example because that's at 38.5 AU. Now, I'll be honest with you. I do a lot of routing up in this area up here, and on slow times, a lot of times there aren't a whole lot of people here, but there's usually 1 or 2 people, and this is inhabited by some people. So while we're going to try to fly up there today, I'm not going to use this as my end-all be-all, but I might be able to use it as an example today so that down the road, maybe I can fly down to, here's a great one right here, 1TAC, hi Maya. Maya's coming to say hi, she's hearing me talking. 43.9, that's a really big system right there, but it might take a little while for me to get to. And the rest of these are about even up. No biting. Good girl. Good girl. 504Z TAC V is not a great system, just for the fact that there is a player-controlled Freeport there. So, yeah, so there's not a whole lot of systems here, but there are a few that we can kind of take a look at. Maybe Y Tech. This might be a good one right here. This Y7 Tech XFD. That's 23.8 across. It's only got two systems here. Two uh, entries and exits there. But let's try and get to SL Tech YBS and oh, look at that one. That's 73.AU. That is huge. We're not going to go there today. Let's just get going and fly this ship for the first time. So we're going to want to go to NIH. So let's try NIH. Oh, actually, it was Slide we were going to, wasn't it? SL Tech Y. So let's try SL Tech Y. I just want to put this in my auto so I go in the right direction. I've made that mistake, especially when I'm a bit tired like I am right now. Okay. So I don't want to go over this too much. If you watched the video yesterday, if you want to see how I made this ship completely out of salvaged parts, I basically flew around and blew up a bunch of battleships, melted down the unusable parts there to get myself titanium and Mexcalon and stuff like that. Used a blueprint copy to make my first stabber, and then I fitted it out with a bunch of junk. So, some long-range guns with some fusion ammo that I scavenged. Even the ammo was scavenged with this. I went with a very basic passive tank here. This definitely can be upgraded. This is just stuff I had lying around. Threw in some scavenged counterbalance compact gyro stabilizers and just an inertial stabilizer and some stuff there. This is a bad fit. I will be the first one to admit that. It's just trying out for the first time to see what goes with. Now the second thing is my skills. Like I said before, my drone levels, I'm doing drone level 4 and 5. And I've only got medium projectile level 1. And obviously I don't have the drones all the way up. And my missiles are only level 1s. So definitely room for improvement. What I would like to do is put in here, what I'm going to do is put in, I've got 4 hours left for drones level 4. And I'm going to throw in a level 1. This is kind of goofy. Of projectile turret. And let's go to missiles. Missiles. Doopy-doo. So that tomorrow when I boot up to play, I can see what the difference is. So there it is. Light missiles. We're going to throw that in here. And that's going to go to level 2. Both of those are going to go to level 2. And just to be a little bit even more cute, my damage is not very good right now. It's at 149 right now. So we're going to take, this is the most basic that I can fly this with. I don't even have any rigs on this yet. Let's take a snip of this. Where's my snipper? Did I remove the snip off here? Snip. I love tape. The snip is my favorite thing. Where is snip? There it is. Boy, this sucker's running slow. A snipping tool. There's other ways you could do this, but okay. So we're going to snip you. And then tomorrow, once I get these skills, once my missiles go up and my projectile weapons go up, I have this saved, this little picture here, and I can see what the differences are. So as I progress, I have this baseline here, and then maybe in a couple days, each time I fly, we'll see how much it gets better. Also, you know that the drones that I have are really bad. I don't even have any explosive drones on the ship. I've only got 5 that I've been able to scavenge, so definitely can upgrade with that. But let's go ahead and save. Save that. And then, screenshot it, fine. Okay. There we go. Good. So that is done. You guys ready to fly this sucker for the first time? Watch me get blown up as I disembark. Okay, we set. I think we're good. We only got 3 people in system. 1 person stocked up here. Let's be a little bit more careful. Macelon, part of the Commonwealth. Oh, he's not even old. He's like, now this doesn't mean a whole lot. You can dump a lot of skill points in, but this guy has been around for 16, 17 days. Okay, let's get undocked and head on our way. We only have 2 jumps to go. This is the Maiden voyage. The ship is called Roberto. Why is it called Roberto? If you watched the video yesterday, I named him after the stabby, since it is a stabber. Actually, first, let's warp to the undock spot. I'm going to change this up soon. I've been using it too much, and I've been making videos that people can figure out. Cool. And then we're going to warp to a safe spot. It's a pretty ship. Again, if you were watching the video yesterday, when I realized that I had this skin, I kind of freaked out. It's pretty freaking cool. I like the skin. Look at that. Okay, just a heads up too. My Thrasher right now, which is a scavenged Thrasher thrown together with junk parts lying around, does about 200 DPS, while this does 140 something. So obviously it's not doing as much damage yet. But hopefully it will down the road. Okay, so not too worried. Descanning there. My jump gate is 15.3 AU, so I'm going to warp to a perch that I have set up just off of the gate. I actually want to move this a little bit farther off the gate too at some point. I'll probably mess around that tomorrow. Been using these spots a lot, and you really should move your save spots around. Part of this test flight too is just to get used to the movement of a cruiser versus a frigate or a destroyer. Okay, nobody's on gate. We don't have to worry about anything here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on through. The one thing with the medium guns is they can fire off much larger distance, even with fusion ammo, than the small guns, the small rail guns that I have for the Thrasher. So that is one big bonus. But I'm sure there's going to be some differences. Okay, so 1 guy in system, not on the gate. I always like to just get off this gate as quickly as possible. Let's go to the safe that's near SL Tech. I don't have anybody scanning out here. Let's take a quick look at him. I'm not going to take 1,000 years to look around. He's only 18 days old. This is interesting. We got a bunch of guys under 1 day, and they're both of the Commonwealth. So I wonder if they're owned by the same character. They could even be scout characters, guys. They just sit in systems to keep an eye out on different things. Not sure. These whole nullsec people have some interesting things that they do. I just try not to draw attention to myself. That's why I make videos that anyone can see. Sarcasm. I'm not very good at it. Okay, let's do a D-scan. Nobody on the gate. We're going to SL Tech Y. Let's go ahead and jump on through here. If I'm hoping nobody's in here, then we can mess around. I will mess around still. This is one of my small hunting grounds that I do quickly, especially in the mornings whenever I'm waking up. But I'd like to shoot at something just to get a baseline. I think I might be able to kill some battle cruisers, whereas my Thrash can kill easily some battleships. But we're going to find out. So about to jump through here. Whee! Oh, we got 2 guys in system, nobody on gate. I'm still going to use this. So let's go ahead And I'm going to warp to a save spot. So as I'm warping here, we're going to jump 31.27. I'm going to descan a lot during the way here. Just going to keep hitting descan as I'm flying, just to see if anybody has anything here. I'm not seeing anything along this trek. I do need to be a little bit careful. There's two guys in the system here. Not sure where they're at or if they're cloaked up. But if you notice the distance, I'm now 31.3 AU away from this gate and 80 AU away from these gates and over 30 AU away from any natural phenomena. Why is that important? Well, first off, let's get moving so I'm a little bit less of a target. If somebody wants to combat scope, probably not, but I'm not too worried about it. Then I'm going to pull up. Oh, I didn't want that. I want the probe map. I'm going to give you a layout of this solar system. Let's descan again. There we go. Be a little bit safe. Okay. So this is what comes from being an explorer all the time and messing around. So this looks like any other system until you start flying around in it. So see how we've got these gates here, and so there's two gates up this way and one gate here. So anybody coming in here right now through this gate, did I hear a thump? I swear if you hear a thump, I'm paranoid. If you hear a thump sometimes, it could be somebody slowing down. There used to be something where even though if the ship was cloaked up, if they warped into your area, they would give a thump. But I don't think that was a thump. I don't know if you guys can hear what I can hear. I think I'm just paranoid. But, so an ideal spot sometimes to set yourself up is to drop a mobile depot in an area that is not flown to. So if somebody comes in through this gate here, a lot of times they're going to fly either to the sun or they're going to fly to the other gate. What I like to do, and it all depends on the system, every system is going to be different, but I like to, if I drop a mobile depot, not have it near any of these that they might first fly into. Number two, not be on any direct paths. So if I move over to, let's just move to this planet here. We'll go ahead and warp here. And this only works in larger systems. Obviously, if a system is so small, to tell people, watch how my bubble moves here as I fly. This is everything that people can see. I'm going to drop. What I did right there was I dropped a save spot. Okay? As I was flying, I dropped a save spot that I can now warp to. It's this one right here, spot SLY in solar system. Now that I warp to this spot, we're going to go ahead and do a descan. There's nothing here as far as normal stuff that I look at. No. Now there are some things, obviously I just warped to a place. But now I'm going to warp back to this save spot. Why does there have to be people here? I want to go shoot something. We'll go next door, see if I can find something there to shoot. So now I've warped back, and I've warped back to this save spot. This would be a fairly good spot to drop a mobile depot. Mobile depot is basically your small, like a little small station for you that you can refit, but more importantly, you can drop your loot in and let it sit. And if nobody sees it, You can then slowly accumulate stuff there and then bring a hauler over there when it's nice and quiet out. And you want to have it in a spot that isn't normally seen. Now, they can descan it down, and they can combat probe it down, but to know it's out there, they have to see it on their descan. So the reason why I have it here, or this would be like a tempting spot, is that this isn't a normal travel path. The only reason somebody might see it is if they fly to here and then possibly go to the sun. They would have to do, and there's not a whole lot of reasons why somebody would want to do that. And even if they did do it, then they would have to see it and go, maybe I want to go blow that up. And even with, and I'll invite you to go look at mobile depots. They can't even blow it up on the first shot. They have to come back a second day. So if you're constantly using this thing, you can always pick up your mobile depot and move it to another spot if somebody shoots at it, if you're using it a lot. I would not suggest leaving it out there. There is a time period and stuff like that. But whenever I do go drop my mobile depot, I will talk more about that. But I want to give you guys an idea of what I'm kind of planning on doing next because of the limitations of the size of the ship's cargo hold. So I want to be able to be out in an area blowing stuff up and accumulating junk and then hauling it all back in one large sum in a quick hauler, like just a basic Neuris or something like that. So, but I would pick a time where it's fairly quiet out, and I would scout out a little bit. So, that said, that's the plan. How it works out, we don't know. Tomorrow I will upgrade. Ooh, we just lost somebody. I just left local. Tomorrow I will. I am still going to try to blow something up in this episode, but tomorrow I will have drones level 4. I will have projectile guns level 2. And I will have missiles level 2. So we'll see a nice little jump there in some of the damage maybe. I would like to keep moving those up over the next couple days to see how things increase. And then the final part is I could throw on some rigs. Well, then another level is throw on the rigs, see if I can increase damage that way, or maybe change out and put armor protection or shield protection into the rigs, and then I might be able to throw more damage in the fitting spots. You never know. I could do that. And then lastly, I could just start upgrading the guns and things like that. So definitely a lot of room for improvement. Probably have this out. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this over the next couple of days. Ultimate goal is to be able to build a couple of these and then move on to the next ship, maybe onto a Rupture, or maybe move up to a battlecruiser. But I'll slowly be learning as I go along. So we still got somebody in system here. I have not seen him, which is interesting. I am going to, let's look at the map here. We're in Sly. Let's go up UNJ and OPI. I'd like to do a little circle here, and hopefully I will run into a system that nobody's sitting at. Now UNJ 6WT. I'm going to go ahead and warp to a little perch that I have here to just check the gate. I should be fine, but it's my only stabber, and it took me a while to get the parts to build it. The nice part too is as I start using this more, I can kill off bigger ships faster, so maybe I can create more ships. Deep, 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 boop, 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 boop. New coffee in the coffee maker. Don't really want to get up 'cause I got my heated blanket on below me, and I'm comfy, but I'm running out of coffee. I can't sing. Okay, D-scan. Nobody there. Was it UNJ I was going to? Yes, it was. Oops. Stop my ship. I want to jump straight through that one. There we go. I don't want to warp to it. I don't want to be stuck on the gate. That's happened once or twice. I forget about it. I'm just like kind of staring at it. I'll warp to the gate. I'm just staring at the gate, waiting for somebody to come through and shoot me. I don't know. You know what? I've never paid attention. Does it have the sound effects in the videos? Or is it just me talking? That would be kind of boring. Never really paid attention to that. Okay. Anyway, gosh darn it. There's somebody in this one too. This one's got a lot of stations here too. Don't want to mess around with that. We're going to go straight over to OP. I'm not going to worry about... I've only got one safe spot in here. So if I get a little unlucky and get caught on the gate, but I don't really foresee that being an issue. Flying to OP, 0P, I4 Tech E. So I go shoot something in a desolate asteroid belt. Do 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 do. This is actually the exact opposite mode I was at the end of the day. When I was sitting in that meeting, actually I wasn't even sitting, I was standing. The anger that was like throbbing off of me because I didn't want to be at work anymore today. Okay, we got nobody in system. There we go. So let's go ahead and maybe there'll be something in this desolate asteroid belt we can shoot at. Might as well throw on. Well, these aren't passive, so we'll hold off on that. I want to hold this. Actually, I don't have to really worry about it. This is a passive tank. My capacitor should be able to hold these. Now my range, 19 kilometers for the missiles, 39 kilometers for the guns. So my range is, ooh, we got stuff to kill. So I want to be within 19 kilometers. I'm going to try to get within 15 kilometers of this guy here. Let's get our junky drones out. See what they can do. Ooh, I didn't put my afterburner on. There we go. Okay, so zoom out. Always zoom out. Okay, junky drones, go get that raider. Oh, man. Oh, I can only do 3 of them. I forgot about that. I'm dumb. Go get them, you 3 junky little... And I've got light missiles, so let's see what those do. Have not! That's my first missiles I've fired with this character or any missiles in a while. Alright, taking them out. Taking out the little guys. We're within range of the battle cruiser. Shields seem to be holding alright. They're doing all... It's like kinetic and explosive, which I've got here. Shields are holding up pretty well. It's number 1 down. I'm using the exact wrong types of drones for this, by the way. There's a 109. Nice. Okay. Okay, so while my little guys are taking these guys out, and we're holding up pretty well here, let's see what my guns do. Not going to be a whole lot of damage from them. Poof. Oh, okay. That's cool. 389. I think they take a little bit longer to... 415? Okay. Alright. I'm okay with that. My acolytes are actually missing the impaler. That's fantastic. Luckily I have these missiles on 320. Now the nice thing, I've spent a lot of time upgrading not the projectile weapons, medium weapons, but all of the side ones, all of the trajectory analyses, all of the, let's go ahead and get our missiles on them too, all of the surgical strikes, all that stuff are either 4s and 5s, mostly 5s now. So anytime I get a new gun, I don't have to worry about those lesser ones. It took me a lot of time to get those up to those skill levels, but now that I have them, I've always got them there. Okay, so now we are shooting at this... Oh, he's making a run for it, people. He's making a run for it. We can't stop him. Dang it. Well, that's not cool. I hate it when they do that. I hate these NPCs who think for themselves. So these were only some frigates. Let's call in our drones here. Actually, I don't want that. I want you to return to drone bay. That's what I want. Shift R is also your hotkey for that. What was I saying? I'll pick this stuff up. I have no idea what I was saying there. Gosh darn it. Anyway, passive tanks seem to do okay here. I don't think it's going to be able to hold up that much. I will say this. Going with this type of tank is a little bit different. You are focused on... I'm going to pick up this junk, and because you always want to pick up the junk. You never know what you're going to find. And then I'm going to warp to a safe spot, and then I want to show a little bit of why this tank is... A lot of people get very into hit points. Thinking about D&D, the guy who plays the bulky... Ooh, we got another drone. That's always good to have some backup drones. Still want some explosive dealing ones. Okay, let's warp to the safe spot. I'm a little bit safer. Let me pull this up here. So, I know that these aren't the best, these shield rechargers. But the one thing that always keep an eye on, I did not put a shield extender on here. I know I talked a little bit about it in the last video. Shield extenders increase your signature radius, which makes it easier for you to hit. The easier for you to hit, the easier it is for them to get better hits on you. You don't just get your regular damage. So while you increase your hit points, it does increase their ability to hit you for harder, and a larger signature radius increases the speed at which that they can target you at. So there are definite positives and negatives. I think a lot of people focus too much on shield extenders because it's simple. And it's not a bad idea. You can start off simple. One difference is to go with your defensive amounts. Just to give you an idea here, if I turn these on, my shields are at 74 and 69 with this going. Now if I turn them off, they brought it back down. You can get these up pretty high. Now not on this type of ship, but your fleet issue ships, they're going to give you much higher resistances, just like your higher NPC characters. And you don't need as much hit points, basic hit points. Now what it does come into is your effective hit points. I think that's what it's called here. Your effective approximate total hit points of ship with current resistances. So this takes into effect what your resistances are, but this is your total hit points for the ship, not for your shields, if I'm not mistaken. So the best way to think about this is if you add up all of these, they come out to actually less than the 7619, if I'm not mistaken. 19, what is that, 34. So this is about 5,000 hit points, but with the resistances here, it actually gets up to 76. So this is a good number. It's really a number that I should talk about more. I'm not hugely into this. I don't know a whole lot, but it is something to be very focused on if you're doing PvP or you're micromanaging how you want to do your PvE. So I think that's enough of me talking tonight. I'm running a little bit late, so I'm going to just throw this up on the public wire. I'm not even going to schedule it. Normally I try to schedule things for 9 p.m. So yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. If I get some time tomorrow, I'll throw in a day 2 with all those upgraded skills and see what the ship flies like differently. I'm actually just going to log off in space here. and be ready to fly tomorrow. So, you guys, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however you want, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.